Many of us at heart are very unconventional beings. We we are volunteers, and in many ways, in human dynamics, we choose to be diabolically different. I was thinking about family dynamics earlier and how in every family dynamic between the mother and the father and the children, it is always the same lessons, the same patterns, the same dynamic that I see in every family. I was thinking a lot about feminism and how we are choosing to not want those family dynamics anymore. And I was thinking to myself how I I truly want those. I truly want a family and I truly want a safe home. But I have realized that there has been trauma or negativity that I have sort of sort of like a sort of sort of like absorbed from what I've seen and gone through myself with family dynamics to the point where I don't want a family. I don't want to have children. I do not want what I have seen. And a part of me gets so sad because when I always wanted a family. I always wanted a home, a husband. I wasn't born hating that. But growing up, seeing all these dynamics, seeing all these toxic patterns and home lives that literally every family goes through the same thing, I don't want that anymore. And it was not something that I hated, okay? I was made to feel that way. Even though we get so hated for not wanting kids anymore, not wanting families, not wanting to get married. And I realized that there is a purpose in that. Like on a soul level, there is a purpose for why. My soul, I I deep down know that before I was born that I wanted something different. That I did not want these old family dynamics, these old patterns that throughout history humanity has been experiencing over and over and over again. I did not want that. I feel intuitively that I have experienced that over and over and over again, those same dynamics, those same toxic, traumatic bonds that we have with our family, with our partners. I feel like in so many lifetimes experienced the same old story. And I feel like this time I really wanted something different. I wanted something that was so diabolically not thought of and not heard of. And then what came to my mind was that Earth didn't have what I wanted. Earth did not yet have the vision that I wanted to experience as a soul. Earth did not yet have the vibration yet to match what I was wanting to experience. And so there was a dilemma. And all these souls were gathering, trying to figure out how they were going to create this vision. And what I realized was that I was not the only one wanting this vision that I had, wanting to experience this thing that not had yet been experienced on Earth. I was not the only one. who wanted to have this specific dream life before coming on earth and living it. And so this pact was almost made to be a volunteer. We chose to be a volunteer, okay, to, instead of wishing that something existed, because we came here with this vision that was not yet here, and we decided to create it for ourselves. We created it because Earth, it was not yet reality on Earth. And so we came here and we decided, okay, we were going to change things. We were going to change patterns. We were going to change all these dynamics. And we were going to change Earth in a way that when another soul comes, they will get to experience something different. Because a lot of souls were getting tired of the same things over and over. They wanted to experience different dynamics, different patterns, different lessons. And so there is this collective of souls that have really come here to shift the plate, to rearrange the plate, so that when every other soul comes after them, the plate is different. The food is arranged. There's different food. There's different everything. The plate is different. So much to the point that they're going to think, oh, this is a different plate. But it has been the same plate the whole entire time. It has just been changed and shifted. We are here to really shift the plate so that when other souls decide to come here, they can experience what they have been wanting to experience. And I think that's why we are so unconventional. We are so different. You know, I have been craving to experience something so diabolically, uncomfortably, never before seen or felt type of experience, you know, with family, with relationships. I want to be so unconventional and so different because I am tired. I am tired of seeing the same thing in every relationship, seeing the same thing in every mother and father, in every sister and brother. I'm tired of seeing the same thing. And I was thinking about social media, how we see all these different lifestyles that people are choosing to experience and all these different ways of lives and beliefs. And what comes from that is so much hate and so much uncomfortable emotions. You know, it's crazy how, like, I've observed how uncomfortable people get just by looking at somebody living a certain lifestyle that you don't necessarily agree with. And I then saw the sole purpose of that. You know, I saw the purpose of that. And that is okay. It is okay to get that hate. It is okay to get that backlash, because I've realized that that is our sign to our soul that we are shifting the energies, we are shifting the vibrations on the planet. And that is actually making more room for other souls that have similar visions that before they couldn't create because it wasn't yet existing, and they didn't want to come in and create it. They weren't the volunteer souls, but they now can come in after and live that experience, because all of us are choosing to be volunteers and to change it. And this hate and this backlash that a lot of us really receive because we live differently, because we live different lifestyles, or we date different people. that people don't expect us to date, or have different family dynamics, different ways of raising our children. All these things are a clear sign to us that we are shifting. Before, like I'm thinking I'm thinking about relationships, how before, having different races being in a relationship was seen as a very, very bad thing. Okay. Being in a relationship with the same gender was a very, very bad thing. Being in a relationship where you are non binary was a very, very bad thing, right? Those dynamics are so hated on and are seen as so evil and satanic, and it makes people so uncomfortable. But that is a pure example of the shifting of the dynamics and the energies. We really need a shift in patterns and a shift in story, and that is why we are all unconventional, and we are supposed to be unconventional. We are being encouraged to be unconventional and to be different. And do not feel guilty for being different or choosing different, because you have this desire to be that way for a reason, because you have asked to be a volunteer. You have asked to be here to shift the planet for others. And the hate and the racism and the uncomfortable triggeredness that people get is a clear sign that you are changing the planet, you are changing the lives and the dynamics and the patterns. You are changing the foundation of every family dynamic and belief system. And I may not now necessarily want family, to want children, to want a partner, because based off what I've seen and heard and experienced in the world, but I've realized that I can create the family that I want. I can create the relationship that I want. The children that I want, I can raise them the way I want. I can have this unconventional family, this unconventional relationship, this unconventional life that I know is going to have a lot of hate, that is going to trigger a lot. But I feel like it is really time for a change. And in many ways, the most common dynamic that is actually changing is in family, okay? Is in relationships. We are now connecting with different people who are on different vibrations. Whereas before there was a lot of diversity, division. There is more diversity now, but there was a lot of division between people who are on different frequencies, different energies, different backgrounds and lives. Before, we all mingled with the same people. We all got together with similar people from different backgrounds and different beliefs and different races, and we all sort of huddled together in the similar groups that we were in. And really, a lot of souls became bored. We became bored, and we really wanted to expand and to experience mingling with each other. Because to be honest, we never have really mingled. We have never mingled. We have never come together truly as a consciousness, as a complete race. We haven't come together as a one complete race. And that gets a lot of hate, is coming together in love. If That triggers a lot of people. But everything that we are experiencing now, and the shifts in gender, in race, in family, in love, in dynamics, in patterns and beliefs, that is all shifting. And that is all shifting for a purpose and for a reason. 90% of our humanity is volunteers. And we are meant to change the dynamics in a good way and in a bad way. Because I feel in the all one consciousness, in spirit, there is no bad or good. Okay? That overview bird perspective is just seeing change. It is just seeing, oh, that's a different experience, so I want to experience that. Oh, that's a little different, so maybe I want to experience that. There is no good or evil. It is just an experience that is different, that can teach you different lessons, that has different patterns, that has different karma. So we all come here to create change, bad change even, but that is still shifting, and that is still creating more that other souls after us can experience. So we are still growing the planet and changing the planet and choosing to be unconventional. This is your purpose in being different, and there is no hate in source, in spirit. You are actually really being applauded for being different. It's not like here on earth you are hated, you are discriminated against. You are actually applauded because it is not an easy task, and it is a very humanitarian task, and you really are being applauded in how strong you are being and brave you are being. And we are all being cheered on, basically. We are not being discriminated. We chose to be this way. We chose to feel this way. To be honest, we really have chosen to be this person in this time, to really change the plate. Because after a while it does get boring, and more souls want to come in and have a growth in their experiences and have a different experience. So we are all assisting others in their coming into the world, and that is a very, very beautiful thing. There is always a purpose for everything that we are experiencing. Just know that you are one of those that have chosen this. If this is to bring some peace to your soul, or to validate you, to make you feel less alien and wrong, because the world has made you feel that way. Whatever this video is here for, it is here. And there is always a collective that is doing exactly what you are doing, feeling exactly what you are feeling. And there are always similar souls that are here doing exactly what you are doing, who have signed contracts with you to do what you guys are doing. You do not come into this world alone.